Is that it? Also, I'm not sure about the looks. The original 1960s version was a masterpiece. But for me, this modern reboot doesn't quite work. The problem, I think, is that on modern cars there are rules about things like how high the headlights are above the ground, how forgiving the bonnet is if you run into a pedestrian. And once you stretch modern legislation over 1960s design language, you end up with a sort of slightly lame tribute act. So, is there anything good to report? Well, thankfully, yes. For starters, although Alpine is owned by Renault, this car is not just a hot Megane dressed up in some fancy suit. The A110 is in fact a mid-engined, rear-drive sports car designed from scratch on a clean sheet of paper. The body and the chassis are made entirely of aluminium, and the reason for that is simple. It's lightness. And from that starting point, the Alpine engineers nerded their way through the rest of the car and shaved off every spare gram they could find. The seats, for example, are half the weight of the ones you'll find in any hot Renault. The handbrake is built into the main calipers, rather than being separate, saving another 2.5 kilos. Even the stereo is a bespoke, lightweight design. And then there's this boot at the front, which is just deep enough for a small suitcase like this one. But now I think about it, putting the suitcase in there would just add weight. So what I would do is just pack my overnight stuff straight in there. The only downside is that in the morning I have to go outside if I want a fresh pair of pants. So, thanks to Alpine's fanatical diet regime, this car is 300 kilos lighter than a Cayman or an Audi TT. And that has a profound effect. Suddenly, it doesn't really matter that you've only got 1.8 litres and 248 horsepower. This thing absolutely zips along. 0 to 60, 4.5 seconds. Top speed limited to 155 miles an hour. And then, when you get to a corner, you find out just how agile this thing is. It's like driving a feather. It is like a cartoon car. It should come with those little bubbles saying piff, pow, bam.